हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक टू लक्ष्य एजुकेशन ऑनलाइन। मेरा नाम है क्षितिज शर्मा और आप हो प्रोबेबिलिटी चैप्टर नंबर 15 एपिसोड नंबर 4 में। बिफोर वी एंटर इनटू द एक्सरसाइज, टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू टेक वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द एग्जांपल्स। Here we are going to take one example, that is example number 13. The question is, two dice, one blue and one gray, are thrown at random. Write down all the possible outcomes and what is the probability that the sum of the two numbers appearing on the top of the dice is as given in the question. Now in this question, first of all, we have to understand that two dice are rolled simultaneously or together, and on the top of the dice we are getting numbers. We have to get first of all the possible outcomes. Let us think of it. We are rolling both the dice together. On the first die we are getting 1, on the second die we are getting 1, so the first chance is 1 1. Now on the second chance we are getting 1 on the first die, and on the second die we are getting 2, so the second outcome will be 1 2. Now for the third chance, on the first die we are getting 1, on the second die we are getting 3, so the third outcome can be 1 3. Similarly, on the first die 1, second die 4, 1 4. Similarly, on the first die 1, on the second die 5, 1 5. Similarly, on the first die 1, second die 6, 1 6. So the first number of chances can be 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, 1 6. 6 chances. Now further we can think that on the first die we are getting 2, on the second die we get 1, so the chance can be 2 1. Similarly 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, 2 5, 2 6. Again 6 chances. Then further, if we are getting 3 on the first die and on the second die we can have 6 different chances. They can be 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4, 3 5, 3 6. Again 6 chances. Now further, on the first die we are getting 4, on the second die 1, that is 4 1, then 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 4 5, 4 6. Again 6 chances. Then on the first die 5, on the second die we can have 1, that is 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, 5 5, 5 6. Further, on the first die we get 6, on the second die we can get 1 to 6, so 6 1, 6 2, 6 3, 6 4, 6 5 and 6 6. These are the total possible outcomes which we get on the top of the two dice when both the dice are rolled simultaneously. The total number of possible outcomes are 6 cross 6, that is 6 into 6, 36 outcomes. Now the question is, what is the probability that the sum of the numbers we have obtained on the top of the dice is 8? Now you have to think which are the possible outcomes in which we get sum 8. Everyone, you just pause the video and think yourself what you get. Which are the possible outcomes and you get sum 8. Okay, now let us see what are the possibilities. The possibilities can be, on the first die if we get 2, on the second die we get 6, 2 plus 6, 8. On the first die we get 6, on the second die we get 2, 6 plus 2, 8. So the possibilities 2 6, 6 2. Two possibilities. Okay, let us think more. On the first die we are getting 3, on the second die we are getting 5, 3 plus 5, or 5 plus 3. So these are another two possibilities. And on the first die you get 4, on the second die you get 4, 4 plus 4, 8. Total 5 possible outcomes are the favorable outcomes. So in that case, what will be the probability to get 8 sum on the die? The probability will be 5 favorable outcomes upon total 36 outcomes, that will be 5 by 36. Now the second question is, what is the probability to get the sum of the numbers on the top of the die is 13. Now check out all the possibilities. In which cases do you get sum 13? There is no any possibility or there is no any outcome in which you get sum 13. Means number of outcomes in which we get sum 13 is 0. So probability P of B equals to 0 by 36. It will be 0. It is an impossible event. The third question is the sum of the numbers on the top of the dice is less than or equal to 12. See all the possible outcomes. In which cases do we get sum less than or equal to 12? Think of it. In all the chances, in all the 36 outcomes, we get some of the numbers on top of the dice less than or equal to 12. It means the favorable number of outcomes is 36. So probability will be P of C equals to 36 upon 36. It will be 1. As the probability is 1, this is called sure or certain event. Now we will move on to exercise 15.1, question number 22. The question is based on example number 13. In example number 13, whichever 36 outcomes we have got, for those cases we have to get the probability for sum as shown in the question. Sum on 2 dice from 2 to 12. And we have to get the probability for all these possibilities. So as it is given in this question that there are total 36 outcomes, as we have seen earlier in example number 13, we have to get sum on 2 dice equal to 2 to 12. Now let us think for each of these individually. First of all, sum on 2 dice is 2. Now which can be the possible outcomes in which we get sum on the top of the 2 dice 2? The possible outcome will be 1, 1. That is 1 on first die, 1 on second die. So number of favorable outcomes in this case is 1. There is only one chance in which we get sum equal to 2. Next is sum is 3. Now which are the possible outcomes in which we get sum 3? They can be 1, 2 and 2, 1. 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2 plus 1 is 3. It is 2. There are 2 possible outcomes. Next is sum equal to 4. Now what are the possible outcomes? We can have 1 plus 3 equal to 4. 3 plus 1 equal to 4. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. Therefore, 1, 2 and 3 possible number of outcomes is 3. Next is sum equal to 5. Now what are the possibilities? 1 plus 4, 4 plus 1, 2 plus 3, 3 plus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number of favorable outcomes is 4. Now next is sum 6. 1 plus 5, 6, 5 plus 1, 6. Then 2 plus 4, 4 plus 2 and 3 plus 3. These are the possibilities to get sum 6. Number of possible outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here number of possible outcomes is 5. Now to get 7. 1, 6, 6, 1. 2, 5, 5, 2. 3, 4, 4, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 number of possibilities. Now to get sum 8. It can be 2, 6, 6, 2. 3, 5, 5, 3. 4, 4. So number of possible outcomes is 5. Then to get sum 9. Let us see what are the possibilities. 3 plus 6, 9. 6 plus 3, 9. Then 4, 5 and 5, 4. So total number of possible outcomes is 4. Then to get 10. Let's think of it. For 10 we get 4 plus 6, 10. 6 plus 4, 10. Then 5 plus 5. So here 3 outcomes. Then to get sum 11. What are the possibilities for 11? 5 plus 6, and 6 plus 5, 2 possibilities. And then to get sum 12, 6, 6. Number of chances 1. So this is the list of number of chances to get sum as given in the table. We have to get here the probability that sum on 2 dice is 2. Here number of possible outcomes for sum 2 is 1 outcome. And total number of outcomes is 36 outcome. Therefore, the probability for 2, sum 2 is 1 by 36. It is 1 by 36. Now probability to get sum 3. Number of possible outcomes 2. Total number of outcomes 36. So 2 by 36. You can get its reduced form. What will you get? 1 by 18. So this answer can also be written as 1 by 18. Then sum 4. Possible outcomes 3 upon total outcomes 36. It will be 3 by 36. Then for sum 5. For 5 possible outcomes are 4. So it will be 4 by 36. Then for sum 6. Number of possible outcomes are 5. So answer will be 5 by 36. Then to get sum 7. Number of possible outcomes are 6. Therefore the probability is 6 by 36. You can get the reduced form 1 by 6. Then sum is 8. Number of possible outcomes 5. Answer will be 5 by 36. Then sum 9. Number of possible outcomes 4. So answer will be 4 by 36. Then to get sum 10. Number of possible outcomes 3. Answer will be 3 by 36. Then to get sum 11. Number of possible outcomes 2. Answer will be 2 by 36. And to get 12. Number of possible outcomes is 1. So answer will be 1 by 36. So these are the probabilities for different possible outcomes. Now in the same question there is second question. The question is, a student argues that there are 11 possible outcomes, 2, 3, 4 up to 12, and therefore each of them has probability 1 by 11. Is it true? We have to give the justification. Here it is not true. This argument is not true because all the outcomes which we are getting here are not equally likely outcomes. Now how can we understand that if they are equally likely outcomes or not? Here for the sum of each case, in each case we are not getting the similar number of outcomes. So these outcomes are not equally likely outcomes. So we cannot say that the probability of each is 1 by 11. This argument is not correct. Next question is question number 23. The question is, a game consists of tossing a 1 rupee coin 3 times and noting its outcomes each time. Hanif wins if all the tosses give the same result, that is 3 heads or 3 tails. Otherwise he loses the game. We have to find the probability that Hanif loses the game. Now in this case, let us think of the possible chances first of all. If you toss a coin 3 times, there can be possibility that you get head for the first time, head for the second time, head for the third time. So H is the first possible outcome. Now, one more outcome if we think, if you toss a coin 3 times, it can be head for the first time, head for the second time, tail for the third time. So HT is the second outcome. Now doing the experiment, you can also have the possibility that it can be head, tail, head. HTH is the third possibility. Then you can have THH, tail, head, head, which can be the fourth possibility. You can also have tail, tail, head, TTH. This can be the fifth possibility. You can have tail, head, tail, THT. That can be the next possibility. Then you can have head, tail, tail, HTT. And you can have the next possibility, which is the last one, tail, 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 all the three tails. So all these are the number of possibilities you can have in this experiment. The total number of possibilities in this experiment is 8 possibilities. Now in the question it is said that Hanif wins if he gets all the three same, means if he gets either 3 heads or 3 tails. Let's see how we can do it. Here number of chances for which Hanif wins is HHH and TTT, that is 2 chances. Therefore probability for winning is number of chances for winning upon total number of chances. 2 by 8 will be 1 by 4. But we want Hanif loses the game. So suppose we can call it P of not A. We get P of not A equals to 1 minus P of A. That is 1 minus P of A was 1 by 4. So 1 minus 1 by 4, 4 into 1, 4 minus 1, that will be 3 by 4. Therefore the probability that Hanif loses the game is 3 by 4. The next question is question number 24. A die is thrown twice. Then what is the probability that 5 will not come up either time? And the second question is 5 will come up at least once. When a die is thrown 2 times, we can have different possibilities. First time we get 1, second time we get 1. Then first time we get 1, second time we get 2. Then 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Up to 6, 6. Total 36 outcomes as we have seen earlier. Now the question is that probability that 5 will not come up either time. Here we can see the possibilities where 5 comes. These are the possibilities where there is 5, and these are the possibilities where we can get 5. So the possibilities where we get 5 are these possibilities, which I am marking here. So these are the possibilities when we get 5. Number of possibilities we get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. This one is repeated. So there are total 11 outcomes where we get 5 on any of the dice. So number of possibilities we do not get 5 will be total possibilities 36 minus number of possibilities of getting 5. 36 minus 11, that is 25 possibilities when there is no 5 either time. So the probability that 5 will not come up either time, suppose we call it P of A, then it will be possible outcomes 25 and total outcomes 36. It will be 25 by 36. Now the second question is, find the probability that 5 will come up. Suppose we call it P of not A. P of not A equal to 1 minus P of A. That will be 1 minus 25 by 36. So we get 36 into 1, 36 minus 25. 36 minus 25 is 11 by 36. So this is the probability when we get 5 at least once on the dice. Now the next question is question number 25. The question is, which of the following arguments are correct and which are not correct? The first question is, if 2 coins are tossed simultaneously, there are 3 possible outcomes: 2 heads, 2 tails, or 1 of each, that is 1 head and 1 tail. Therefore, for each of these outcomes, the probability is 1 by 3. We have to say whether it is correct or not. Now first of all, we have to think, if 2 coins are tossed simultaneously, then what are the total possible outcomes? If we toss 2 coins simultaneously, we can have the possibilities head, head for both, then head for first, tail for second, then tail for first, head for second, and then tail for both. So these are the total possible outcomes. There are total possible outcomes which are 4 outcomes. Here in this case, one outcome has both heads and one outcome has both tails. There are 2 possibilities where we can get each of them. So for both heads, the probability is, suppose I call it P of A. Then for both heads, the probability is number of chances upon total number of chances. Number of favorable outcomes is 1 for both heads upon total number of outcomes is 4. So it will be 1 by 4. Suppose I call P of B for both tails. Then again number of chances for both tails is 1. Total of number of chances is 4. It will be 1 by 4. And one head, one tail, there are 2 chances. So suppose if I call it P of C, it will be 2 chances upon total number of chances is 4. 2 by 4 will be 1 by 2. Now in the question it was asked that we get probability 1 by 3 for each of them. It is incorrect because for both head and both tail we get probability 1 by 4, 1 by 4, and for each of them, means one head and one tail, we get probability 2 by 4 equals to 1 by 2. So this answer is not correct. Now the second question is, if a die is thrown, there are 2 possible outcomes, an odd number or an even number. Now we have to get the probability of getting an odd number is 1 by 2. Now we know that when a die is thrown, the total number of outcomes is 6. Now we have to get the probability of getting an odd number. Which are the odd numbers on a die? They are 1, 3 and 5. Therefore number of chances 3. So if I want to get the probability for odd number, suppose I call it P of D, then P of D will be number of favorable outcomes 3 upon total number of outcomes 6. It will be 1 by 2. It is asked in the question that probability of getting odd number is 1 by 2. We are getting it 1 by 2. So this is a correct statement.